Hello, welcome to Speedle Workshop 5. In this workshop, I'm going to introduce how to integrate Istio with Speedle. This is the content of this workshop. At first, I'll introduce the objectives of this workshop and describe what you need to do before you begin. And then, I'll introduce what is Istio and what is Istio Mixer Adapter, and introduce the Istio book info sample. Then I'll demonstrate how to integrate Istio with Speedle. At last, I'll let you to do some exercises. In this workshop, you will know how to create a mixer gRPC adapter which calls Speedle for authorization checking. And you will know how to use Speedle to create policies for managing users' access to services in BookInfo application. Before you begin, you should already have installed Golang language tools, installed a Kubernetes cluster as well as the Istio environment, and deployed Istio BookInfo sample application, and cloned or downloaded Speedle source code from Speedle repository. And you should also have some basic knowledges of Speedle. Istio is an open platform for providing a uniform way to integrate microservices, manage traffic flow across microservices, enforce policies, and aggregate telemetry data. And the mixer is the Istio component responsible for providing policy controls and telemetry collection. Istio BookInfo example has 4 microservices: the product information, the book details, the book reviewers, and the rates. So for the BookInfo example application, we can define 4 resources. There are for product page, for details, for reviewers, and for ratings. And in this workshop, I'll define 3 kinds of roles: the role for everyone, the role for managers, and the role for employees. It's time to show you how to build Speedle binaries and how to configure Speedle Istio adapter. At first, let's build Speedle binaries. The Speedle source code have already been cloned into this folder, and the sample can be found at this place. To build Speedle binaries, we need to firstly enter the Speedle source code home and simply execute make to build the binaries. Okay, it's done. The second step is to build Speedle Docker images. Because in this workshop, Speedle runs as a deployment in the Kubernetes cluster. To build Speedle Docker images, we can simply execute make image. Okay, it's done. And there are 2 images can be found in Docker. There are 2 images. It's time to deploy Speedle to the Kubernetes cluster. We have 2 YAML files to deploy Speedle into a Kubernetes cluster. The one for dev mode, and the other one is for production mode. The dev mode uses a file as a policy store, and the production mode uses a etcd server as the policy store. And in this demo, dev mode will be used. To deploy Speedle into a Kubernetes cluster, we can simply execute the command line kube control create a chef okay. The Speedle service and the deployment have been created. Let's check. We have a Speedle deployment. We have a Speedle service. The next step is to build and install Speedle Istio adapter. To build and install the adapter, let's enter the samples directory. We have a template file. We need to set at least 3 system environments here, and this one is for the adapter Docker image name, and this one is for the adapter image tag, and this one is the listen port. And I have already made the change to this file. The adapter will listen on the port 8088. Okay, applies the system environment. And init the build environment. Okay, initialization has done. Let's build the adapter. It's done, and the Docker image for this adapter is ready. This one. Next, install the adapter. Okay, it's done, and the adapter has been installed into namespace Istio system. This one. Here, the service. Here, the pod or the deployment. Let's try to visit the web page of this sample. It was denied because we didn't define any policies. Okay, let's define some policies for this sample. Speedle provides a command line tool named spctl to manage all of the policies. Before creating any policies, we need to firstly configure the policy management service endpoint. In this sample, Speedle runs in a Kubernetes cluster as a deployment, and other applications in Kubernetes cluster can access Speedle services via Speedle service. Let's check the service. The Kubernetes service for Speedle is this one, and its cluster IP address is this one. So we can use this IP address to configure the policy management service endpoint. Okay, the policy management service endpoint has been configured. Now we can list all of the services in Policy Store. There isn't any services in the Policy Store. So it's time to create a service for this sample. What's the service name? Actually, we already configured it. The service name can be found in the set env.sh file. The service name is Istio, so we can use this service name for this sample. Let's create a Speedle service in Policy Store. The service has been successfully created. And now let's grant everyone to the home page. The service name is Istio and grant row everyone get and post. Okay, we have created the policy to allow everyone to access the home page. And the row, everyone row, is a built-in row. That means for everyone, even if the user is an anonymous. Let's check if an anonymous can access the home page in the browser. It worked. We didn't log in, so the product details and the product reviewers can't be displayed. Now let's add user Alice and user Bob into the role employee. Now, user Alice and user Bob are employees. And then let's create a policy to allow employees to access the product details. The policy has been created. Let's try to log in with user Alice to see is there any difference. Log in with user Alice. Password. Yes, the user Alice can see the book details, but she can't fetch the product reviewers because she doesn't have this kind of permission. Let's define a role policy for user Bob. He is a manager, and the managers can see the details and see the ratings. Now Bob is a manager. And the managers can see the reviewers and the ratings. The policy has been created. and the other one is for the ratings. It's done. Let's check if the user Bob can access all of the components in this sample. Let's log out and then log in with Bob. Yeah, the user Bob can access all of the components in this sample. This is an exercise for you. The question is that Bob is still a manager, but he can't get ratings information. How to do it? The hint is use deny policy. The answer is that deny user Bob get ratings. Let's create a denied policy. Deny user Bob get ratings. Okay, check if the user Bob can get the ratings in the browser. Refresh the page. Yeah, ratings service is currently unavailable because there is a deny policy for Bob to access the ratings. This is the end of this video. Thank you for your watching.